successful person, you are opportune to meet them. Don't ask them about their success. Oh, I love to be successful like you. I love to be great like you. Yeah, everybody want to become successful. Ask them about their failures. What were your failures? Because these people don't share their failures. If you go on Instagram, go on Facebook, you see people posting pictures. You think that they've never failed in their life. So everybody has a story. How did you start? How did you get here? It's important. And she will be sharing how she started. I told you she used to sell chicken. She used to sell tomato. Now, she's saying it can never happen again because the story has changed. So, Madam Patricia, come share with us what made you to take that decision and how taking that decision has been a game changer for you. And you run other businesses today, and you can categorically tell us which one is more profitable among the businesses which you have been doing for a couple of years now.
All right, thank you very much, my Mama B. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Good to have you, Ma. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ma, for this opportunity. Yeah, it's good to share testimony from the beginning, even in church. You know, it builds the faith of the people before the word comes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like you said. Yeah, so thank you very much. Like she said earlier, I am an entrepreneur, but I have always been an entrepreneur, but you know, entrepreneurship has levels. It has levels. I was telling someone recently, I was saying you are selling shoe and bag and you are calling yourself CEO. Don't deceive yourself. Like I said, entrepreneurship has levels. I started out by trying a lot of things. I relocated from where I was to Lagos to a new environment then, and I was looking for what to do. I sold all sorts. I sold food. I sold tomato. I sold, like I said, I sold frozen fish, and all of that. But I was not comfortable. I knew there had to be more. I started that because I didn't want to be lazy, but I knew there had to be more. Then it was like my colleagues that were getting jobs, because I remember I was doing everything, calling all the connections I had. I was trying to get jobs and all of that. I could see my colleagues, we graduated together, getting jobs. It was like, I'm the one left behind and all of that. But of course, the story is no longer the same. In fact, if they add check to the job now, I will not collect. Yeah, the story is no longer the same. And then that state I was, that I came across a webinar just like this, and about mini importation and all of that. And then I researched more. What would they be talking about? I waited to the end of the webinar. I started following Dr. Steven back to back. I wanted to subscribe for the coaching. Yeah, I did subscribe, and that was one of the best decisions I made that year. That was one of the best decisions I made that year. I subscribed. I started my mentoring sometimes in September, October, and November of that, my first, after I finished my coaching, my first deal, I didn't remember. I was doing petty business before I came across this platform. So when I came across this platform, I didn't have the little I had. I begged my husband for money. I added it and paid for the coaching. He was asking me, am I sure of this? I said I was, because that was like all my savings. I said I was sure of it. So I put everything I had and paid for the coaching. After my coaching, the very first day, so of course, I did not even have capital. I did not have capital because I put in everything. And what is the everything we are talking about? 30K was everything I had then. So he put money together for me, and I was able to pay for the coaching. So of course I didn't have capital. So with the information and the knowledge I got from my coaching, this check, I'm looking at it on my screen now. I don't know if you are also looking at it. With the information I had, this was my first deal. In fact, I've forgotten about it. You know, it's really easy for us to forget. That was my first deal. I made a whooping. I had a deal of a whooping 3.6 million naira, and I spent about 850K to execute that deal. I remember Mr. Akintayo kept insisting, make sure, because I could easily be soft-hearted. Okay, let me just go and do it. when I bring it, let me go look for money and do the deal. When I bring it, they will give me. She kept insisting, make sure you collect advance payments. Make sure. And then I did that. I was given an advance payment. I did the deal. From the advance payments, I had my profit. From this check, you are seeing 1.525 was the advance, was a particular percentage. I can't remember the exact percentage, but we calculated the percentage. And they gave me. I had my profit from the advance payment. And when I supplied, I entered the realms of millions. And since then, it had been upward and forward, upward and forward, upward and forward. So that's basically how I started.
Oh, she has told us how she actually started, relocated from the north and made the decision. But for me, we still have one more question we need to ask. Please don't slide to our DM, because I know some people, they're always looking for whose DM to slide to. Remember, I told you, learn what they did. What did she do? She took action. She didn't say that she attended the work. She took action. It's only action takers that actually get results at the end of the day, not those who does waka pass. Don't slide to our DM and ask for arms.
And I took risks.
So you wanted to say something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I said I didn't just take action. I took risk. Remember, I had my 30K. All my 30K.
The one your husband added for you, everything. So it's not just about her taking risks, because there are different levels of risks, and yours might be bigger, ours might be, that's all she had. And she asked her husband to support her with some money, and she took that risk. Because if she hadn't taken that risk today, we should be in our millions. Now, my question for you, amongst all your businesses, now you run 3 pharmacies successfully. You have your suit business as well. Okay, that's also under the importation business. You run 3 pharmacies successfully. Even your online food, since this e-commerce has really picked up, I've not heard about your online food anymore. It's as if e-commerce just took over the whole thing. So between these two now, which one would you say, from your experience, that has really, really been like a game changer? You make so much profit in a year and you can't trade it for
e-commerce. Sure, e-commerce. Sure, e-commerce. Until tomorrow, I'm not going to leave e-commerce.
So also, I want to ask you,
streams of e-commerce.
Beautiful. I also want to ask you, because I remember there were times whereby I would wake up around 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. You're already chatting me up. Around 1 a.m. you were already chatting me up, asking me about ways you could go about the business. Now, it's not enough that you got the mentorship. You were also in tune with your mentor, because people forget that when I get a mentor, there's still a work I need to do to make this come to pass. People sometimes believe that when I get a coach to coach me, I will just become successful. I see when you paid for tuition in your school or in your university or in any course you went to do, in those certification courses, when you just paid, you just automatically passed. You didn't do any work. So what were the things you would say that was your driving force? Because you have shared this a couple of times about what made you to keep driving yourself, that I must succeed in this business. What was that driving force for you?
Okay, let me start from the second.
Succeed.
Yeah, let me start from the second question before I go to the first. Yeah, one of my driving force was that I had the mentality that it's either I win or I win. I knew where I was coming from. I knew how I needed. Of course, my husband saw the hunger in me, that was what made him to believe in the business and decide to help me invest via the coaching fees. That was one of my driving force. Another aspect of my another thing that was driving me to succeed was really because of my mentor. I saw the energy she was putting in. I saw the passion she was putting in. So it was my desire then, let me succeed for this woman. Let it be that her efforts are not in vain. Let her see results. I wanted her, because she wanted, then we were in a platform, so we kept posting, people kept posting their results and all of that. So I wanted to also post my result. I cannot just be, I didn't pay money to come and be looking at other people's testimony. Like I tell people, I didn't come to Lagos to come and be counting Molue buses. So I made up my mind that I wanted to succeed by all means, at least so that her efforts will not be in vain. Yeah. Then to the first question, I run several businesses. I've added more businesses, but e-commerce is the main thing. last year, for instance, I did several individual transactions in terms of 10 million, 5 million, 7 million, different huge transactions with my clients. I remember the transaction I did of about 5-point-something million last year, and I was paid at 75%. I did the job. Of course, I had my whooping profit. Then, because I already had my profit, in fact, I've calculated my profit from the part payment that was paid to me. I've calculated my profit. I've even calculated my tithe. Oh yes, I pay tithe. I've calculated my tithe for my profit, and I totally forgot about the balance. I had made so much profit from that company that I totally forgot that, oh, I was supposed to still collect 25%. So I was in the house one day towards Christmas, and then I received an alert. So I quickly went to all my transactions and logged into my, that I realized